Hey guys, welcome back to my Colourful Country Life. Today I am really excited to be sharing with you our first look at Wondrous Folk, which is the latest colouring book by Christine Karron. This is the sequel to Christine's other premium edition book, the very popular Wildflower Folk. And this gorgeous edition here is available right now here in Australia. I did pre-order mine many months ago for $20 on Amazon AU. But you can also now find it for around $18 at Big W. So if you are in Australia and you are looking to purchase any of Christine's books, always check Big W first because they do tend to be cheaper than Amazon. Now, if you're in the UK or US, you will be able to grab your copy from August, I believe, but it is available for pre-order now. And I have included all the purchase and pre-order links down below in the video description for you. And just like Wildflower Folk, it is printed on high quality ivory paper. It is single-sided, so you can use your markers or other mediums. Just pop perhaps a plastic sheet or some baking paper between the pages if you're using your markers, just to prevent any bleed through. And the book measures 21.5 centimeters by 27.5 centimeters, and that is the exact same size as a Wildflower Folk, in case you're wondering. And it is a stitch and glue bound, and I'll show you that here. So it is nice and secure. And something else I absolutely love, this beautifully colored artwork you see on the front is actually a dust jacket. So you can remove it if you're taking the book out and about with you, which helps protect the cover from damage. Now, Christine also has another colouring book coming out in September that is called Little Folk, so keep an eye out for that one as well. It actually looks super adorable, so I can't wait for that one to come out too. Now, can you see that beautiful glittering blue foiling? It is sprinkled all over the cover and also on the book title. You guys know I love a little bit of sparkle, and look at that shine. It is so pretty. Also, I love the colors on this cover image here. I am really tempted to create a fantasy skin tone combo to recreate this image. It is stunning. So on the back here, we've got the same color palette, the same blue foiling you can see up there on her name and on the publisher info down there too, and it says, "Welcome to Wondrous Folk, where mythical characters and fantasy creatures await your artistic touch. From whimsical fairies to enchanted witches, each page offers a chance to bring these otherworldly figures to life. Enjoy hours of peaceful relaxation as you colour 50 beloved illustrations by Christine Karron, plus 4 exclusive new designs created just for this book." Is it these 4? We'll find out in a moment, I guess. Printed on high quality ivory paper, each single-sided page provides a perfect canvas for pencils, markers or watercolours. The carefully crafted line drawings strike a harmonious balance between open spaces and intricate details, guiding your hand while leaving room for your creative flair to flourish. Whether you're a seasoned artist or a beginner, this magical collection is sure to bring joy and tranquility to your colouring experience. So like it says, there's 50 illustrations from other books in this book, so it is a little bit of a compilation, plus 4 exclusive new designs. Now the 4 exclusive designs are, I wrote the names down somewhere, where are they? Christmas Joy, Marigold, Wind of Change and Witch's Magic. So we'll have a look as we flip through and see if we can spot them. Now you might be able to see here, my book was actually damaged in transit. The packaging it arrived in was actually ripped, so the bottom got a little bit bent and torn, and you might be able to see it better like that. It's not a huge deal. Basically just the corners, the bottom corners, you can see here they're a little bit bent. Oops. See what I mean? Nothing big, just and it's not on any of the colouring elements, it's just on the bottom corners. I did contact Amazon to let them know, and the book was currently out of stock, so they did offer me a full refund and let me keep the book as well, which I thought was very generous of them. And like I said, it's not a big deal, it's just on the bottom corner there, so it's not going to affect my colouring. It's just yeah, it's nice to get a brand new book in good condition. So let's take a closer look inside Wondrous Folk.
So we start off first with the title page, and next we have our publisher info, and we also have Christine's welcome note, which says, "Given the success of my previously published colouring book, for which I received tons of positive feedback and requests for more books like Wildflower Folk, the decision to put together another colouring book was not a hard one. Let me present to you this magical Wondrous Folk colouring book featuring 50 of my most popular and beloved illustrations, plus 4 new exclusive illustrations, Christmas Joy, Marigold, Wind of Change, and Witch's Magic, which I drew specifically for this book. In this book, you will find many different fae and fantasy realm inspired close-up portrait illustrations of marvelous female and a few male characters. I have always been fascinated with drawing faces. In fact, I started doing portrait commissions when I was a teenager. Over the decades, I have found fulfillment in creatively drawing characters from my imagination with my own little twist. May all the unique personalities and different faces in this book bring you many hours of peaceful colouring joy." First up is Among Dragons, a striking portrait surrounded by curling dragon forms. Christine has such a gift for portraits, and this one feels very tribal and powerful and protective. I have to say, Christine's portraits are my very favourite style to colour. Next up is Angel, which features one of the male characters in this book. It's always nice to see some male representation, as it's something we don't often get in colouring books. But Christine has made a real effort to include them here, just like she did in Wildflower Folk as well. The wings on this one look beautifully soft and fluffy, and it's a great chance to practice shading white objects. If you're unsure of how to approach that, I do have a video in my beginners playlist where I show how to colour white flowers. The same technique can easily be applied to wings or even clothing too. Next is Aqua, definitely a mermaid-inspired character with subtle facial scales and floating bubbles, perfect for those cool ocean tones like teal, sea green, and aquamarine. Next is Astral Fae, featuring constellation markings on her wings. It's a wonderful page if you enjoy celestial or night sky themes, and perfect for practicing glowing effects. I'm really tempted to give her galaxy-style wings and make the constellation in front of her hand glow. I'm not entirely sure which constellations these are actually. They don't appear to be zodiac signs, so they might be stylized or loosely inspired by real ones. One of them does actually remind me a bit of Hercules. Bells is next, and there's a beautiful sense of movement in the hair and petals. It's soft, windswept, and feminine, ideal for gentle, soft colour palettes. Next is Beloved, a romantic portrait of an elven couple that will be perfect for Valentine's Day. It's lovely to see another masculine character appear in the book, and the large floral blooms framing the scene add that elegant touch. I'm picturing a rich woodland colour palette for this one, deep reds, earthy greens, and maybe a touch of gold just to tie it all together. Our first exclusive is Christmas Joy, a perfect page for the festive season with holly, pine cones, and a sweet little robin. It captures that classic Christmas charm. I can just imagine the candle glowing inside the lantern, casting a warm light across her face. A rich, warm colour palette would work beautifully here, especially with the contrast of soft snow falling in the background. Next is Cleo, and this one gives off a regal vibe. I'm imagining a rich palette of deep blues and golds for a luxurious look. The bold shapes and the clean design also make it really approachable, especially if you are a beginner. Now, one thing I really love about Christine's books is the soft grayscale shading. The shadows are already mapped out for you, which makes it so much easier to see where your light and dark areas should go. In a way, grayscale colouring feels like a masterclass in shading, especially for beginners who want to build confidence with depth and contrast. I do know some people find grayscale a little tricky at first, so if that is you, let me know in the comments if you'd like to have a colour along from this book, maybe even one focused entirely on grayscale techniques. Dahlia is lovely and soft with petals replacing eyelashes, blending nature into the portrait itself. A fun page maybe to try monochromatic colouring with shades of pink or peach. Next we have Dreamweaver with a stunning dreamcatcher necklace and glowing moon and star earrings. I'm seeing pinks and purples and blues. Then there's Esmeralda. The eyes are incredibly expressive here. Christine always captures that spark of something real. There's just something about her illustration style that's just so captivating. Fae Messengers features birds whispering to our fairy with woven feathers in her hair and a clover brooch. This would look beautiful in autumnal tones. Fairy Bride is such an elegant and mystical piece. The flowing veil draped from her antlers gives a real forest queen vibe. There's beautiful lace detailing throughout, and there's a lovely opportunity to experiment with transparent fabric effects on the veil. You can also add a magical glow to the pendant at her neck, casting soft light onto her face and her shoulders. Moving on to Fairy Magic now, a classic winged portrait. Great for creating some really magical wing effects, playing with colours and translucency. In Fairy Portal, we get a more narrative image, a figure stepping through a crescent-shaped arch. It's a great chance to play with depth and lighting to make her appear as if she's emerging from another realm. Flourish Fae blends floral elements directly into her design. Her head becomes the pistil of the flower, which beautifully personifies the bloom itself. It's such a unique concept. I'm imagining warm orange-red tones for this one, with her skin reflecting those same rich hues to create a cohesive kind of fiery look. Flower Earring is a simpler portrait but still incredibly striking, perfect if you're after a less detailed page that still feels elegant and emotive. Free Falling brings back that gorgeous motion again, with a sheer dress, specifically the skirt section, and lots of texture in the wings and hair, another lovely page to practice transparent fabrics or movement in a scene. Frost is a wintry portrait full of icy details. Think pale blues, cool purples, silvery highlights for a kind of soft frosted effect. This page is absolutely stunning. Genie feels straight out of a storybook, rich in jewels, swelling fabrics, and yet another great chance to play with transparency. So many pages like that in this book, as well as metals. Grace Fairy has a more intricate, detailed design with a wonderful forest feel. Her wings resemble textured tree bark, and the flowers seem to be growing right from her chest. I'd love to see a soft green tint to her skin, almost as if she's a tree brought to life in fairy form. Hydrangea is delicate and soft, and like I said earlier, Christine's gentle shading really does help guide your colour placements. I think this is the perfect page to practice hair, and we may need to include this in our How to Colour Hair series. Next is Jewel Thief, another stunning page, and the sheer lace in the sleeves is a lovely challenge. Yet again, we have those transparent fabrics to play with. Joys of Summer has such a fun, playful energy. May is such a pretty page. She has a floral crown, perhaps celebrating May Day and spring. I'm picturing lots of pretty pastels, specifically lemon yellow for some reason. Now we have Marigold, one of the exclusive new pages, and one that feels fresh and youthful. Mermaid's Heart is another underwater scene filled with fish and flowing hair. I love how you can use soft movement and watery palettes to bring this one to life. A soft watercolour background would look fantastic here. Message in a Bottle includes one of those deep sea anglerfish with the bioluminescent lures which produce light, which is helping our little mermaid here read her message. So imaginative. Then we have Midnight Enchantress. Eerie, powerful, with a slightly mysterious, haunting feel. This one would look amazing in dark purples, deep blacks, and shimmering silver accents. Mona is a soft side profile portrait with abstract wings and floral shapes, a great one for working on directional hair flow. Nala is bold and dynamic. Look at her expression. This just oozes strength and power. It is both fierce and beautiful at the same time. Nixie is a seashell-adorned mermaid with lots of pearl accents. Plenty of options for mermaid in this book. Nova is another beautiful page. It features a pregnant fairy framed by a crescent moon with the faint outlines of the other moon phases subtly worked into the background. The sun behind her gently frames her face, and there's such a softness in her expression. Christine has once again captured that emotion so beautifully. Next is Odette, a graceful portrait framed by swans. I'm picturing this in elegant whites and greys with touches of gold or soft blush to create a swan princess aesthetic. Maybe a peachy sunset sky would be beautiful here with those warm tones reflected softly in the water below. Onyx is absolutely stunning, intricate, powerful, full of presence. And one thing I really appreciate about this book is the inclusivity in both skin tones and facial features. For this page, I am imagining rich jewel tones, deep reds, emerald greens, vibrant golds, just to really make this design pop. Orchid Dream is simple and gentle. The flower placement, the cropped hairstyle, and the doe eyes giving this one a youthful and relaxed feel. Over the Rooftop shows a fairy watching over a village scene. Great for nighttime colouring, and I'm picturing this one in really dark and moody tones. Owl Shifter is such an interesting one. She has an owl headdress and has a kind of mystical aesthetic, but I'm also kind of getting vampire vibes. Now we have Queen's Chalice, a very regal page. She's adorned with a crown, a flowing cape, and of course the chalice itself. This one really gives off ancient royalty vibes. I think a rich palette of purples, deep blues, metallic golds would work beautifully here, almost like a medieval queen or high priestess. Next is Raven's Guide, a wonderfully moody page featuring another male figure. The raven is passing him a key, which kind of feels symbolic, like the raven is leading him on a journey. I'm imagining cool greys, stormy blues, black with silver accents to create a mysterious moonlit atmosphere. And now we've reached Samba Dancer, the one I'm currently working on. So I have been testing the paper out with my Prismacolor pencils, and they work beautifully on this quality paper, which is actually exactly the same paper as is used in Wildflower Folk. Now, I did post a picture of my whip on Instagram, and I got a lot of questions with regards to her skin tone. Now, the skin combination I have used on this page actually comes from my very own Prismacolor Skin Combo series. I will link that video down below for you all if anyone is interested. I also have a video on how to colour skin, which includes colour placement information, so I'll pop that in the video description too. Now, I have put this page aside for the moment as I try to figure out what colours to continue, specifically for her feathers. Now, I did look up the original artwork, and that was coloured using a pastel blue and purple palette, but I don't think I want to use pastels. And I was talking to Claire, Colour with Claire, and she suggested hot pink and lime green, which I think is also a really great idea. What do you all think? Maybe I could actually go with a red and green palette. I'm not sure. It's Samba, so I feel like it needs colour. Let me know what you think down below. What colours do you think I should use for her feathers? I am actually really enjoying working on this page, and I can't wait to colour more in this book too. I think I could probably colour every page if I had time and I didn't have a whole other bunch of full book colour-alongs on the go. So Sea Pearls brings us back underwater again with flowing hair and net-like lace details. I think this one would pass for yet another mermaid picture. Snowy Trail is a beautiful winter scene, and it actually feels quite grounded and real compared to the fantasy portraits. There's a deer, a dog, a cat. It tells a quite seasonal story, perfect for the upcoming Christmas in July theme. Steampunk Huntress is packed with detail, from the mechanical arm to the gears, belts and goggles. While steampunk isn't usually something I'm personally drawn to, I can definitely appreciate the intricacy in this design. It is a fantastic page for testing out different metal colour combinations, and if you are looking for inspiration, I do have a video on the channel that shows a variety of metallic blends that you can try. Stella, this is a great page for practicing glowing light effects. Strawberry Dream, I almost coloured this page first. This page is so whimsical. We've got strawberries, desserts, and a dress pattern like the outside of the strawberry. Red, green, cream, maybe a pop of gold would work beautifully on this page. Think strawberry shortcake vibes. Sugar Skull, this gives you a Day of the Dead inspired piece. Bright, bold colours on the skull and flowers would contrast beautifully with muted tones on the rest of the page. This is another one of my favourite pages in this book. Sweet Temptation. This is cute, very bright, very cheerful, very fun. Next is Tarot Reader, rich with mysticism and full of magical potential. It's perfect for purples, deep greens, your jewel tones, especially if you love that witchy aesthetic. It would make a great choice for Halloween. It has that mystical vibe while still feeling sweet and approachable and not creepy at all. Tranquil Grace is soft and serene, although her pointed fingernails add a bit of a sharp twist. Now this is our cover image, and like I said at the beginning, it would be so fun to recreate that colourful, out-of-this-world skin combination. Transience is more emotional with cracks in the skin and thorny roses. It feels like a metamorphosis moment and could be coloured in a more haunting or soulful palette. I can actually imagine this entire page coloured with nothing but blue tones. Viola is another beautiful example of personification, with her head becoming the centre of a blooming violet plant. The flowers appear to grow directly from her, seamlessly blending the figure and the flora. I'm picturing soft purples and leafy greens for this one, and you could even bring subtle hints of those purples into her skin tone for a more cohesive, otherworldly look. It has a gentle alien-like quality that makes the illustration feel both unique and enchanting. And now we finish off with the final two exclusive pages. First is Wind of Change, and this page radiates motion and movement. It beautifully captures that early autumn feeling. You can almost feel the cool breeze as the leaves begin to fall, and she clutches her cloak tightly around her. And lastly, Witch's Magic. This is absolutely perfect for Halloween. It is full of potion bottles and mysterious jewels and just the perfect amount of spookiness. So what do I think of Wondrous Folk? Honestly, this is such a beautiful addition to Christine's colouring book range. If you love her portrait style, the expressive eyes, flowing hair, and that magical mix of realism and fantasy, then this book will not disappoint. In fact, I would go as far to say Christine has outdone herself this time. I actually think this book is even better than Wildflower Folk. I actually really appreciate the variety in here. There is a great balance between simple, calming pages and more intricate designs that invite a little bit more of a challenge. And with 50 illustrations, including 4 brand new exclusives, there is so much fun to be had. There's enchanted fae, wintry portraits, steampunk aesthetics, and vibrant seasonal pages. The ivory paper feels really high quality. It takes your pencils beautifully, and remember, it is single-sided, so you are free to use your markers. Just pop something behind the page to help prevent with the bleed through. And don't forget, this book is available now here in Australia. I picked mine up from Amazon AU, and it is also available at Big W. It is actually cheaper at Big W, and if you are in the UK or US, you can pre-order for the August release, and I've popped all the links down in the video description to make it easy. Let me know in the comments if you're planning to colour in this one, or if you've already got your eye on a favourite page, or if you would like a colour along from this book or a specific theme to be coloured from this book, like skin colouring, hair colouring, that sort of thing. I would love to hear what you all think, and don't forget, Christine also has another book called Little Folk, which is coming out in September, which I will also definitely be taking a look at. Thank you so much for watching. Happy colouring, and bye for now.